Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover Warren 20 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review. And this is for a movie that came out in 2011 and is based off one of the fake trailers from Grindhouse. aka that collaboration between Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. Death Proof and Planet Terror. Planet Terror I have seen, I still have not seen Death Proof. But this is the second one to be adapted from a fake trailer after Machete, that came out a year before this movie, but got a much more wider release. This movie got more of a limited release, and was released in theaters unrated. And this movie is for none other than Hobo with a Shotgun, a Canadian-made film. So, I had just watched this movie recently, I believe a few weeks ago, yeah. And I gotta say, man, this movie was really, really damn graphic. Like, holy cow. Like, this movie was extremely, extremely graphic. Yeah. This movie stars late actor Rutger Hauer. May he rest in peace, aka Noah from Blade Runner and Batman Begins. And this was probably one of his few good movies in a while around the time. And so when I saw the movie, I thought it was actually kind of a fun movie. Yeah. It's one of those better action films of the 2010s, really. I mean, like how it's very inspired by very inspired by 70s exploitation films. Like, this movie's inspired by both Rodriguez, and it's also inspired by Quentin Tarantino, in a way. And sometimes it even takes notes from Paul Verhoeven. The story is rather kind of simple. Don't let this cheesy title scare you off, because this movie is extremely ridiculously violent and ridiculously gory. In ways much gorier than any other movie I've seen. And it's actually pretty dark for a cheesy movie. It's got a very simple story. It's basically a nameless hobo drifts into town. Yeah, he doesn't have a name. He's just the hobo. Into a town that is under control of a sinister crime lord known as Drake and his inspiring sons Ivan and Slick. People live in oppression and fear in the town as no one dares to stand up to the crime sprees and violence. That is until the hobo has had enough and ends up acquiring a shotgun. Originally, he's there to buy a lawnmower, but after seeing all the crime, he decides to buy a shotgun instead. Now bent on vengeance and cleaning up the filthy streets, the hobo sets out to take out the trash, one shell at a time. Now, for how the movie works. The good stuff, what worked for me was, of course, the blood, gore, and mayhem, and also how the movie was shot. Entirely. And I mean, and also has some pretty interesting, even though kind of stereotypical characters, but it's actually put together in a pretty extreme way that it actually does work out well. And Rutger Hauer, late actor Rutger Hauer, was quite good in the role of the shotgun-wielding hobo. It was good to see him back in an actually much better movie like this, after a few stinkers he had before this movie came out. And the crew put together some really nice work for this film, and the whole vigilante justice aspect in this movie really works out well. It was then again, it's based off a Grindhouse fake trailer. And if you're wondering how much graphic violence is in this movie, a lot. Lots and lots and lots of graphic violence. So if you're really sensitive to gore, I would not recommend this movie, because it is very gory and it's got a massive amount of harsh and profane language. And the violent scenes in this movie actually really made me cringe quite a bit. And I actually like that, and I mean that in a good way. A lot of gory action films don't really make me cringe as much. This was one of the few rare to actually make me do it. And even have some disturbing moments. There's this one scene where these kids are on this bus, and the villains come in, and they set the whole bus of children on fire. here, and a very beginning scene has the guy who plays Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, which is a good show, by the way, guys, actually be trapped with this head hanging out in the sewer. They attach this barbed wire around him, and then one of the sons drives this truck that it's attached to away, and it pops his head clean off and stuff. Yeah, there's some pretty gruesome kills in this film. Now, I think like the problems I have with the movie are probably the villains. Like they're kind of just your typical crime lord bad guys, particularly the Drake. He's just a typical like gangster villain, so yeah, it's not really much of a memorable character really, and the film feels a little bit too short at times, and I wish it could have been a bit longer. And sometimes the camera work can get a bit out of control, but I think it was kind of meant to be, and I didn't mind the excessive gore. Some may complain about it, but the excessive gore is there because it's based off a grindhouse trailer. In a way, and it's meant to be a 70s exploitation movie, so, and it's not a wide release movie, it's made from an independent studio. So yeah. In Machete and Grindhouse, the gore is a little more unrealistically campy, and this one it just straight up goes realistic on it, which was actually kind of nice. So, if you're a big gore hound, I would definitely check out Hobo with a Shotgun because it is ridiculously graphic. Yeah, Hobo with a Shotgun is very ridiculously graphic. Yeah. So, that's it. Final recommendation. You're a gorehound and you love grindhouse stuff, check this movie out. So, what do you want? So y'all know. Or probably want to know. How would I rank Hobo with a Shotgun? Well, here's how I rank the movie. I am going to rate Hobo with a Shotgun a 7 out of 10. Wow. That was my first Grindhouse movie review, guys. Yeah. But there will be some more movie reviews coming. I don't know when yet, but I don't know what I'll do next, but I'm going to think about it. But until then, guys, that'll be it for this video. Thank y'all for watching, and if you liked this and want to see more, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.